As Ingrid said, this is Sala Comunitaria.
Como dice Ingrid, esa es la prensa comunitaria.
So, what is Sala Comunitaria? That's Community Newsroom.
Es noticiero de comunidad.
Which really means that, unlike CNN,
que quiere decir que no como CNN,
we're PNN.
Somos PNN.
We're the people-led news.
Hi, my name is Rachel Guido. I'm the mother of two boys, Michael and Derrick. Derrick was killed on June 5th by the South San Francisco police. My name is Rachel Guido. My son was Derrick Louis-Lamar Gaines, 15 years old. He grew up primarily in South San Francisco. This is Derrick. Derrick was born, here's some other pictures I'll pass around. Derrick was born with club feet, cleft palate, and biblical hernia. His arms didn't extend all the way. One leg was shorter than the other. He fought to live from the very beginning. Anyways, on June 5th, him and his friend Remy were coming from McDonald's about 8:30 at night. My sister passed them. She was dropping her husband. She just dropped me off, and I let her use my car, so she was dropping her husband off at work, and she passed Derrick, and she waved. And she was almost going to put him in the car, and she said, "Oh, it's just two of them. I'll let them stay. They're just going to McDonald's." Well, that would be the last McDonald's trip he'd take. There's a pathway through McDonald's to the bus stop, and Derrick and Remy took that pathway. A police officer, black and white, pulled into the gas station and asked the boys what were they doing, what were they hiding. They put up McDonald's bags, being kids, you know, kind of being smart asses, but the officer called for backup, and my son ran. So what did the media put out? Derrick had a gun and he pointed at the officer, and the officer shot and killed him. Not so. He did have a gun. Didn't have a firing pin. Didn't have any bullets. So basically, I thought the definition of a gun was something that could project. Derrick didn't have anything that could project anything. Not even a BB. Why he had it in the first place, I don't know. Why do 15-year-olds do anything that they do? So Derrick ran, and the officer tackled him. He tackled him so hard that his shoe fell off. It was actually laying there when I drove by. And at the time that he was tackled, the witness said she saw the gun kind of slide across the pavement right underneath her two front tires. She said that she felt as though she was probably the only person that saw the gun at the time, because it was like the world just stood still for that moment and her eyes just kind of watched it. But before Derrick could get off the ground, the officer got off the ground and he shot Derrick in the back. And it went through the back and it came out the neck. And there was a doctor or a nurse, I don't know exactly their title, was across the street, the other gas station, and he ran over because all he saw was a boy laying on the ground. And quite amazingly, the officer had started CPR right away on Derrick. Maybe he realized he made a mistake. I don't know. So the man took over for the officer, and till the paramedics came. And just as they were driving off, my other son and I came down the hill. And I saw the ambulance driving away, and all the police officers there. And for some reason, I don't know if it's mother's instinct or what, I started calling Derrick. And of course there wasn't any answer. And when I got home, I woke my aunt up and I asked her, I said, "Have you heard from Derrick today?" She said, "Yeah, I heard from him about 7:45. I told him to go home, that you were home." About 45 minutes after I went to sleep, there was a knock at the door, and it was his friend Remy and Junior, and they started crying. And I asked them what was wrong. They said that Derrick had been shot and they think he's dead. So I got my little Volkswagen bug, flew down to the police station, and it was all locked up. And I thought that was kind of strange for a police department to be all locked up 12 o'clock at night, but okay. So I started banging on the glass, and finally somebody came to the door. So of course they told me that my son pulled a gun on an officer and they needed to search my aunt's house. So I called out one of the officers that I knew, and I told them that no one would search my house except for him, and if they didn't like it, they could arrest him. So they went along with it. They came to our house, they did this ridiculous search and left. They released his body 4 days later. After the next day, when the police, made their statement about what happened to Derrick, I didn't realize how many of his friends watched the news. But I was sitting down at the gas station because I just didn't know what to do. I just kind of just sat there. And kids started coming from everywhere. And the kids started making signs, "Halt for Derrick, we want justice." Because everybody knew Derrick wouldn't pull a gun on an officer. I knew he wouldn't. But I do know he'd run.